What is up, YouTube? HPK here. A update to my IRL Harpie deck profile. Yeah, it has been a minute since I've done anything IRL. But I am trying, which is always the best part. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff I cannot wait to go through with you guys, and of course, you guys are very excited. All of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and we jump right into that. So we're gonna start off with, of course, our monster line. Big monster line. It consists of my 3 copies of Harpie Channeler and 3 copies of Harpie Princess. For my Harpie Lady of choice, where she didn't start, I'm running 3 copies of Harpie Lady. Harpie Lady 1. That to be 2 copies of Harpie Harpist, copy Harpie Oracle, then 2 copies Harpie Pet Dragon, 1 Harpie Dancer, and 1 Harpie Sister. And then to round out the monsters, I have 3 copies of some organ infection for my monster lineup. Sorry, the player choice. You know they're going to be doing player choice. Alright, we're going to move on from there, and we're going to go, of course, our spell cards. I see our spell cards. My spell cards. I ran 3 copies of Derek Sign, copies of Allegheny Gittis. Let me go. 2 copies of Harpie's copy of Feather Duster. 1 Harpie's Feather Rest. And then 2 copies of Eboris, the Sacred Land. And then 2 copies of Swap. Alright, that's it for the spell. And then moving back. Of course, it is Harpies. I have Harpie Feather Storm, which I'm running up. And then 2 copies of his Party. Alright, that is it for the trap clubs. And now we're going to move on to the extra deck. I am running 2 copies of Cyber Flash, 2 copies of Harpie, and 1 copy of Harpie's Pet Dragon. Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. I almost confused it for Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire. 1 copy of Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. 1 copy of Cyber Gate, the Burning Blossom. 1 copy of IP Masquerade. 1 copy. 1 copy of Meg Knight. Then 1 copy of Lightning Chidori, 1 copy of Icy Zero Fine, 1 number 11, the Big Eye, and 1 Raider Arsenal Falcon, and of course 1 Divine Arsenal Ability Sky Thunder. That is for my main and my extra over also. And we get into the choices. So the first big thing that I do have to talk about, of course, well, my choice of Harpie Lady. So I am running 3 copies of Harpie. Now, you don't have to run Harpie Lady 1. You can run Vanilla Harpie Lady. You can run the Unexpected Die. The thing about Harpie Lady 1 over Vanilla Harpie Lady is that I don't have to run Unexpected Die, but I still run into the problem of having to run her, which isn't much of a bad thing, because the thing about Harpie Lady 1 is that she still generates the fact that she's always Harpie Lady. Of course, your big, elegant, and target, and she's going to give the additional 300 attack and defense to all wind monsters. So your monsters are going to be very beefy, so they can knock things out. But also, that's not going to be a bad thing for you, because it definitely, there are advantages to Harpie Lady 1. There are, of course, advantages to Harpie Lady, and there's advantages to Cyber Harpie. Those are the big 3 that we play Harpie Lady monsters targets for elegant. The other is Harpie Ladies. I'll get in addition to that, of course, I'm running the triple copies of Harpie Chandler and the triple copies of Harpie Princess. With Chandler, special summon any of your Harpie monsters from the deck field, quick XP, quick link, and even a quick zero summon between. I love Harpie Chandler. summon them to the art. Then we have Harpie Perfumer, who has the ability to add any spell or trap that will specifically list the Harpie Lady Sisters in its text from your deck to your hand. And then while you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, you're able to add an additional card. So if Chandler with a dragon on the field, any variation of your level 5 or higher Harpie monsters, like Dragon, Cyber Slash, or Harpie Lady Sisters, are still an additional. There are still a couple of things I want to work out. That which I know are just trying to utilize old cards to help you. While some may mean gimmicky and others, some might actually still be useful. But it does take a lot of utility. But it also might help out because there are some additional things. I've also been playing a lot of old there. So alright, with that in whole, we're gonna move the POs out of the and now we're gonna move gloves. So I'm running the 2 copies of Harpie Harpist, copies Harpie Oracle, and the copies of Harpie's Pet Dragon, Fire Blast. So with Harpie Harvest, she's basically going to be your Sangan effect. Adding a level 4 wind attribute. No, a level 4 winged beast monster with 16 on your list. You have a good handful of options for Harpie's effect. Your primary targets, of course, are going to either be Harpie's Channeler or Harpie Perfumer. You can easily get Harpie Oracle if you want to just go for Oracle effect. It's very rare that you want to go for cards like Dancer or Harpie Lady. Harpie Lady you want in the deck. Dancer most likely. Well, but those are some of your options. And then just the plethora of other monsters. Now, with that said, let's go on to Oracle and Dragon. Dragon and Oracle have corresponding effects too. The ability to special summon themselves when a Harpie monster of a certain level is on the field. Dragon is 6 lower, for Oracle higher. That actually does work itself there because remember, those are effects that can happen when you have a particular level, and then you can play off of those particular levels because something that Harpies have an issue, which is why a lot of people running unexpected die in Harpie, Yellow Harpie Lake. But simply that we don't have a Harpie monster that can eat some stuff that with a Cyber Dragon effect. We have all these additional effects, monsters that can particular of a level. That's nice, but it doesn't relegate to health problem. Kind of just mitigating. And with that, these two basically help try to figure something out, which it works out pretty well. Oracle, level 5 or higher. Dragon level 6 lower. It's nice to also have a dragon in your deck that isn't going to clog up your or make it relatively hard to play and force you to for it. Dragon's main goal is that while it's on the field, it's a quick channeler into 7, but it's also a great utility for those higher rank summons, no, those higher link summons that require monsters of the name, as well as the fact that it's sent to the graveyard. You can send any wind attribute winged beast monster from your deck to the graveyard. In 9 and 10, you're going to just send Harpist because it'll trigger her in phase. While Oracle, on her normal such summon, you're able to add any spell or trap that will specifically list Harpie Lady's attacks from your graveyard here. So while Perfume does it during normal summon, uh, does it during the automatically when normal summon, Oracle is the end phase to that is. And yeah, 2 are just relatively good. Try to spam. The next monsters, which are probably going to be the options you probably knock out, are Harpie Dancer and Harpie Lady. But I love Harpie Lady. I love Harpie Sisters is because it's a quick special summon off of primarily target. While Sisters is yet to have a retrain, and trust me, we're still fingers crossing for that to happen. The thing about Harpie Lady Sisters that I do love and I do that it's so viable as a monster target in the game. Don't relatively have to use her, not to, but because of Oracle and Perfumer in Feather Rest, you definitely want to take advantage. And now with Dragon being such a remarkable setup, you definitely have that. Well, Harpie, Dancer as a one of isn't too bad. Dancer's whole thing is that she can bounce back any wind monster on your side of the field back to the hand to give you. While relatively, it's a good combination for back row removal with combinations around or even triggering a like Harpie Vector. It's kind of one of just those one of monsters. There isn't of a heavy utility or a niche for back row removal as it was before, but you at least have an additional name to play around with. And moving on from that is the last of the monsters that I'm running deck, and that's the Morg, the Bird of Perfection. So with the Bird of Perfection, simply I'm using some Morg as an additional target of a summon when you normally also summon a monster. In addition to that, when this monster is normal special summon, you send a copy of itself to the graveyard to add some more spell or trap from your deck. 9 out of 10, I'm going for my field spell because that relatively itself does additional things that I definitely want to see. And that way we don't have to rely too much on components. But no, I think some more Bird of Perfection for in a lot of things up for. This is just the Link Summon edition. In this edition. That is it for Sonoric. Now let's move on into spells and traps. The dynamic duo of Hysteric Song and Elegant E. Yes, a card that can now search for Elegant E. And Hysteric Sign being a profitable asset for Harpie. While both of the effects of Hysteric Sign are only once per turn, you only use that effect once per turn. You get the option of either using the effects of Aegis to search your deck for, using Hysteric Sign's effect to add Aegis deck to your hand, while its effect of being blown up to search your deck, excuse for heart with Harpie in the same to your with the plethora of things you get off of Hysteric Sign, you're not going to be short of resources. And definitely take advantage of this Harpie because you can go get your spells, your traps, and now, Elegant Egotist has its numerous targets, but unfortunately, you only relatively have two groups. You have Harpie Lady, and any variation of the monster that will always be Harpie Lady, and Harpie Lady. A card that is not once per turn, but still gets a lot of its utility because of the fact that the monster on the field will become Harpie Lady. And that just sets up for a lot of the things for your Link clone, or even your yes, definitely three of in the deck if you want to see these cards as possible or utilize them for their ability as much. Especially with Sign's ability, blow it up with your own cards, and Egotist to help you multiply the number of Harpies. We're going to move on from those, and now we're going to go into the spell and trap removal, which is not going to be too much to talk about there. Harpie's Feather Duster and Harpie's Hunting Ground. While Hunting Ground does the destruction on a normal or special summon, Harpie's Feather Duster just wipes out anything in your way. Nice to have Duster back. Relatively, the utility for Duster is, like I said, master back room, while Hunting Ground does its pick and choose. Get over things with ease and easily just wipe out the rest. Also, the additional 200 attack for your Winged Beast monsters isn't too bad, but then you have Ebores, which I'll talk about shortly, that gives an additional 100 more than Hunting. And it has some additional attachments. Moving on from that, we have Harpie's Feather Rest, and we have Alluring. Two more cards that are targets for both Harpie and Oracle. While I don't care too much for the battle effect that Split has, the destruction effect Split has is great for that you can touch some any Harpie monster in your graveyard. And that can be relatively useful for getting things in your graveyard back on board, so you can try to activate effects such as Oracle, Channeler to go get you cards from back. The big ladies out on the field, like your sisters, or even your Cyber Slash. Or just sit on your dragon for a minute so that you can exceed with it or link it the next turn. Harpie Feather Rest is just the Harpie's variation of Yang's Path, which is of acting like Pada Afra. Able to return your Harpie Lady cards back into your Harpie Lady back into your deck to draw a card, and if you have a level 5 or higher, you get to draw an additional. While those are beneficial things there, the only downside to it, which tends to not be much of a downside when you're Harpies, is that you're locked into when special summon. Only thing that I have to say is, can we please get a decent exceed monster? I mean, decent link monster that is free so that we can utilize it. That'd be very, at least for. I mean, we can still sync though, and so that when I go into my third Jeep plays off of it. Stupid. That's all I'm asking. Anyway, we're gonna move on from the Ionas, and then we're going to talk about Ibores, the Sacred. This is a great utility card for the Harpies because you take advantage of normal summons, while you're also gaining 300 additional attack defense for all your winged monsters. I'm sorry, all your winged beasts, because I forget. The more Bird of Perfection is as the attribute of wind while it's on the field. I always thought that was sweet. Why they don't double up their attribute. But yeah, you're usually just utilizing this for the additional normal for your Harpie. Sitting on one in the hand, and if you're sitting on two in the hand and you want them on two floors, you can easily just send some more to the grave to such that. And just moving on from that is the only other spell, and that is for Swallow's Nest, and I love Swallow's Nest because it's get out of dodge card for from one Harpie Lady into another, maybe even drop us some work off with it. Never know. It just helps so much when you're trying to dodge things like effect failures, stuff like that. Moving on from there is the last of the main deck in powerhouses. Third party and Harpie's Feathers. While Feather Storm's ability to negate your opponent's monster effects for the turn rates, it is probably one of the most useful things for winged beasts. Probably the most famous one is, of course, your topping Fluandery. Takes advantage of this in our lovely Harpie. And then we have Hysteric Party, which of course is just massive Harpie. To bring back all these variations of Harpie Lady monsters is spectacular. The plethora of new Harpie monsters coming out definitely supplies some. There definitely was something I did not stop, and it has one of the sets. Yeah, this thing does not become situational when you start popping off. I have won many of games. Alright, so moving on from that, let's go into this extra deck, which is a beefy extra deck, but nonetheless. So for the Harpie cards, we have Harpie, Cyber Slash Harpie Lady, we have Harpie Conductor, Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. The interaction between Conductor and Dragon is that Conductor will make sure that anything that would massively destroy your Harpie monsters doesn't. That, and then Harpie Pet Phantasmal Dragon, they will make sure that your Harpie monsters can be targeted by your opponent's card effects or for battle targets. Which is great because then it forces your opponent to basically be in a standstill of things that they can't swing at because of Dragon. There's so many different things with Dragon's ability that does benefit the Harpie because it's a swing directly, a massive wall action for things that would target, and then just have the conductor on top of that. Just it's like I said, it's a good revolution of the extra deck for the Harpie. One of the biggest revolutions is that nice synchro over there. Cyber Slide. While she does not negate, she does bounce things away, and in certain situations, way you can interrupt combos. And the thing about Cyber Slash is that she not require you to have a tuner. While her generic summon is one tuner non-tuner, Cyber Slash can use any Harpie monster as the. You can easily go with a Harpie Perfume her, or you can even go in Harpie channeler to another monster. The basis is that as long as you have a Harpie monster and a non-Harpie monster, you can grow and get her out. Its benefits to this big lady is, of course, beefy Harpie lady with beefy Harpie lady. All right, so we're gonna move on to 3 of them and into the rest of the extra deck monsters, which is relatively just Appaloosa for the negation, an extender Infergie plus a bit of hand correction, IP Masquerena for the quick summons, bounce back with Unicorn and another wall. Thanks to say your ultimates. And then we have Lightning Chidori, another level 4, a rank 4 staple for the Harpies deck as well. Zero Fine. Have Big Eye for the skills. We have Radar at the Arsenal Falcon to summon more winged beasts. And we have Divine Arsenal those who Sky Thunder for the Master. Things to note before I end this video. Of course, I do know the new was it the Stardew Typhoon is supposed to be coming out. So that's technically another card that you need to add to. There are a plethora of rank 7s you can. It just depends on how you want to play around with your deck, how much of it. So, with that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, that is for the my Harpie deck. I do hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully soon, when stabilized because of my move, I'll be able to do some more videos and stuff like that. So with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. Hit the notification bell so you guys can be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. And with all else said, thank you guys so much for watching. HBJ signing out. Care.